When I finished my school exams, I hadn't gone out for 4 months, with the one exception of my 18th birthday. So I literally fully felt like I lost my entire social skills. Never lost, never fully gone, but just not active. And I was on a night out with my friend. I swear, you know when you go out to like a party and you're just standing there and you have nothing to say, you just sitting there in the corner and it just seems so scary to go up to people. The beauty of my like teenage life was that I got to experience being quite a popular guy, and I'm under exaggerating there compared to also having really really bad social experiences, feeling super awkward and losing my whole social ability when I moved to Australia to a boarding school. So what I did was after that first night, I didn't say, "Oh, I'm introverted, so I'm never gonna hang out with anyone again." I went out the next night. And, since I had some past experience, it was like that everything changed, bro. I have like 50 fucking amazing photos. I want to make a vlog. I'm very like busy enjoying my life right now. This is my grad trip, holiday kind of time. Soon I'm going to be uploading Insta and uploading vlogs. But what I want to say, bro, it literally took that long. And all of a sudden I was surrounded by girls. I can show you some photos if you don't believe me. I know that it's like hard to believe somebody online. But it was just like out of fucking nowhere. It really only took one day, because the next day when I went out, like it didn't happen where I went out and then all of a sudden I was talking. It was like a slow build up on that next night out. Like in hindsight, it looks like, oh, it just happened that one night. But actually when I was there, it took like at 5 p.m. I was catching the train and there was a girl left to me. I was like, hey, how you going? And then there was this weird guy on the street who was like, he was talking some rubbish. I had a chat with him. And then, I go out and more and more social opportunities come. I bump into this guy I know. And then all of a sudden you're out there and you're feeling super social. And the thing is, bro, you want to do it just as fast as me. I know you want to do it in just one day. I may be able to teach you that. If you've had like a decently social childhood, but then, you've just kind of fallen off when you've gotten older, I guarantee you that when you have a mentor who knows what they're talking about, me in this scenario, and they give you the knowledge that helped them, you will progress 100 times faster, which is why I made a course. I don't want to be one of those dickhead course sellers, but I would have fucking bought a course. It's cheap as shit. It's like $15 a month. You just buy it for 1 month if you want. And I remember when I was looking for a social skills creator, like all I could find was, what's the guy? Charisma on Command. I watched this video about holding conversations longer, and I started holding conversations less long. I started getting more awkward silences. That's when I realized that everybody online, like talking about this topic, they're literally just using your insecurities. They have zero real experience. All they do is read some fucking retarded book, or How to Win Friends. I've read the book, but it never did shit in comparison to the things that I'm teaching you. I'm Finn, and I help young guys build an amazing social life, the one that they've always dreamed of, right? Excuse me. And I think this is the most important thing. This is what I've been put on this planet to do. Because I may not be the most successful guy in the world yet, but I know that I have a gift that nobody else is willing to share. Every other guy who gets to like my level of, you're a really young guy, you get so much attention from people are so nice, girls are into you. Every guy that falls into that scenario, they're one of two things. They're either too lazy because, they have too much fun shit going on, or they care too much about what other people think. Because that's the price you pay for becoming social quite often. But the price I paid to become super social and to like want to make this channel and to improve was having a really bad time in school, being like sort of bullied in a sense, was having no good friends. That was the price I paid. And so that's why I don't have, like, I've worked on this as well, but I don't care what other people think of me that much. I mean, I care, but like, I'm not going to not upload because some dickhead thinks he's like, my videos are shit. I don't care what that guy thinks, bro. I only care what important people think. And also, I'm not that lazy, bro. I'm a hardworking guy. This is an important goal to me. So I paid the price, which wasn't one of the things that holds back nearly every actual social guy who knows what they're talking about. I mean, the thing is, bro, most social guys just have it naturally. And I feel like I'm one of the only people on the planet who managed to go from being not naturally social to very naturally social. It wasn't talent, bro. It was just that I worked on it. And then it appears as talent once you have it. Overnight success all of a sudden. You've all heard that, right? You work for years, you get nothing, and then one day, it all blows up, you do super well, and everyone goes, nah, he's just an overnight success. Let me teach you something very important, bro. Absolutely every single thing that you say could be good. It's literally just who you are, okay? And don't confuse this with, oh, you're bad looking. It's more of the energy that you're in, okay? Me in a bad mood, not necessarily like, oh, my girlfriend just broke up with me. That's not what I mean by a bad mood. What I mean by a bad mood is like, I'm not proud of myself. Let's just say I watched Corn, I played video games for 8 hours, I didn't sleep, and I'm disappointed because I failed a massive goal. That guy is gonna struggle socially so much more than the guy who just had a big win. He's been training for his boxing fight for half a year and he destroys this guy. That is what I'm talking about. That guy saying the exact same words as the other guy is two different worlds, mate. You will get an entire different reaction from the exact same person will react entirely different to you. I promise you that this is true, man. It's such a weird thing because it's like it's hard to like understand from your point of view, right? I'm assuming you're watching my videos. You have no idea how somebody would react to you if you went up to them and you said something I told you to say. You have no idea how they would react to you. I understand that you would probably assume that they wouldn't say nice things to you because the only way to have positive beliefs in yourself, you can't pick your beliefs. You can't do affirmations in the mirror. I am confident. I am confident. That doesn't do shit, bro. I read a book about this. You need like concrete evidence from people. Like you need to have that experience for you to slowly start believing it. And now the thing is, you might be saying, oh, I don't believe it, so game is gone. Game is not gone. I didn't believe in myself for a good year, still had amazing social results because you can learn to work through it. And once you work through it and you get to the point where you have like a decent bit of like proof, social proof, then it's so easy to have that confidence for the rest of your life. So maybe what I was teaching you about having like a certain kind of energy is a little bit of an advanced concept, but to make it very simple, because you can still pull this off while doubting yourself, I'm going to tell you exactly how you do that. When you speak to somebody, have you ever been in like a conversation, right? Say this is some bloke and this is me. Hey mate, how you going? But nothing comes to mind. That's fine, actually. You know what? That just means you had nothing good to say. Like you just didn't have anything to say, which, you know what, is something you can improve on. But for now, let's not stay focused on that part. Let's talk about the other scenario. You're talking to somebody, hey, how you going? And in your mind, a joke pops up saying some like dumb shit like, oh man, I haven't seen you since last time, that goofball. Or you say something, right? It's just what naturally comes to your mind. But if you don't say it out loud, what you do is, okay, potentially you might have really natural social skills, start saying a bunch of bullshit. And by the way, this is all included in my course link in the description. You might say some really dumb shit. But the thing is, when you say that, all of a sudden your subconscious brain knows next time you let something naturally come and you truly open yourself up to saying what's coming to your mind without consciously like picking the words, next time it will cook harder. It won't say the same thing. Your natural thoughts will generate something better. And then if you keep doing that over time, you keep speaking better and better. Or even if you say something dumb every time, you get closer and closer into being more of like a social flow state. Don't overthink it. It's more like when you don't have too many thoughts in your brain and natural words just come to your mind a lot easier. You know what I was saying earlier, like thoughts just come to your mind a lot easier. That happens when you've been out socially for like 3 hours. Bro, the most social days of my life, you have no idea what my social skills protocol is like. It's not like I wake up and every single day I feel fucking amazing. In fact, for the last 3 years, when I was at school, now kind of, I can just like, anytime I feel like I can go up to a girl pretty much. That's kind of how it feels because I've done a lot of purposeful work. I'm like, low-key the GOAT. I own this niche, bro. I'm the king of social skills. No, but the point that I'm making is, if I can recall my point. Oh, yeah. On the days that I've been the most social, it's when I've gone to like a concert with my friend 3 hours before, we went to the gym, we've got some food, we're having a nice chat about life, and then we turn up to the event, and then my friend's nudging me, he goes, oh, go speak to that girl, so I go speak to her, and then like 30 minutes later, I've spoken to like 30 dudes, and then all these thoughts naturally come. It's not like you wake up and you always have these thoughts, it's more like you need to get into the mood. And honestly, bro, if that's the way it is, it's fine. Like, because you don't need to be speaking every single day nonstop. Why do we need to, like, we have this weird belief in our minds that being a social guy means you have to be the most social guy every fucking second of the day. Why don't you take the pressure off yourself, bro? Being social is not about performing. I understand, like, there's an element of performance in the back of your mind. You want to pull that girl. You want to impress these guys. And you can improve. Your social skills will improve when you care less about what they think, which only happens when you become proud of yourself more, which is not like a topic for today. So I understand that. But overall, just for now, like, let's say you still care. You can't control that, because I honestly still can't control that a lot of the time. All you can really do is just kind of like try not to think about it, you know? When you meet somebody new and they have no idea who you are, try not to think about the negative parts about yourself. Just try and gas yourself up a little. Like, say, don't try and be humble like an idiot. Or when someone says, oh, what do you do? Say, oh yeah, I'm a world champion boxer. If you're a world champion boxer, don't say, I at boxing. I mean, you know, you maybe at like that high level, you don't want to show off, you don't want to gloat. But like, let's say you're an amateur boxing champion. You've won your last 5 fights. You've won last 1 fight. Just sell yourself fully, because how else is this stranger going to know, oh, I should respect him? You need to give him the evidence. You need to tell him, like, you set the frame. You don't give him some bullshit for him to set the frame, because the human mind is unfair. It will contrast out the most negative parts about you unless you give it really good things to contrast out. And what I mean by that is, if you don't give somebody something really good to think about you, they're going to think something really bad about you. Naturally. Even if they keep it quiet, even if they never say, even if they seem like the nicest guy. Because trust me, I can say some really nice things and think some very horrible things. And I know that that's fine, because I'm not going to let my horrible thoughts control my actions in a negative way. If I have a horrible, like, idea in my mind, I'm just going to ignore it. Like, fuck off. My fucking thoughts means fuck all to me. Because and one of the points that I'm making, completely side point, you need to get to the point. I've had periods where I work so hard, and this comes into social skills. I recommend social skills first, work, more social skills, and then work for longer. That's complicated. It's in my course. If you're interested, click the link in the description. But the first period of becoming more social is, it can be sped up a lot if you're just like super confident. So the nuance to this is that if you're 14 years old to 16 years old, you can get away with being a fucking loser and be the most popular guy in your school just from the social skills. Literally only social skills. Going out, having a drink, having a laugh. Basic, like, really bad sports ability. I know I'm the guy with horrible sport, like, athleticism. My friends all know that. Didn't really change shit. It's not about that, you know? I mean, to be fair, I got in the gym. Like, I may not seem super big on camera, but I'm pretty big in real life. Pretty heavy. So if you work really hard on yourself and then you become social, it works really well. But also, if you become really social and you build up a couple good friends that you can hang out with without them pulling you down, and you have a good girlfriend, then you can also work. It allows you to work a lot harder, and you won't get distracted by parties as much because you're satisfied with your life. So what I'm saying is, fuck off Netflix, fuck off video games. All of this shit makes your life worse. But if you're going to have a vice, go make it like hanging out with your boys and going out to these social events, because that actually builds onto your hard work. That allows you to work harder when the time comes, and you just live a lavish life. If I didn't have social skills, bro, everything would be harder. Dude, I've gone out of so many bullshit situations just by talking my ass off. And you can do it too, bro. I mean, I get it if you find it hard. Maybe you need a mentor. If you don't trust me yet, it's fine, but click the link in the description if you're interested in checking out my course. Have a good day, bro.